Good evening, guys. Welcome to Tuesday. It's Tuesday at Two Lines. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're getting some laps in as the weather's starting to change just a little bit. Kind of a hint of fall today here in Ohio. It was still pretty warm, but it just, I don't know, you're starting to feel like things are starting to change. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. And what that means is that slot car racing gets serious. It's right around the corner. So how you guys been? Hope you're doing well. Let's check out what's going on in the chat. Looks like there's plenty of things going on. 64 comments already. 12 likes. Thanks, guys. I hadn't even started yet. This show might be awful, but you trust me. Gave me a like anyway, so I appreciate it. So what's going on in the slot car world? Chris is here. Greg is here. Okay, every week I come over here and Ecamm keeps messing with the size of that. So Greg, welcome. Hopefully you've been working on some cars. I have been working on some cars. I am sitting here going through the parts of a 908, an NSR 908. So let me know in the comments, even though it might take me a minute to get to them, if there's any kind of lag or anything with the stream. Audio should be good. I tested everything, but you just never know. I'm trying to run my Stream Deck, and that tends to cause some issues sometimes with the stream and slow it down a little bit. But I've been busy prepping a couple cars for the NSR Eastern Nationals in November. And then Dusty and I realized that we probably should be working on our Group 5 cars for Cincy Slots and our vintage. So we're working on some vintage cars for the Eastern Nationals. But Dusty was tuning on his Thunder slot, his M6B, and holy cow, he was running some 4.6s. That's really fast on this track. Yeah, 4.69, I think, was what his time was, which is crazy. So hopefully, Greg, you've been working on that. I've been sharing my liveries with Marty and felt I had a solid scheme, and Marty comes out last night with him. Basis, whatever, Greg. It looks good at 100 mile an hour and 10, 15 feet away. Thanks. Chris Freder is in the house. Dusty needs to do Roxy. That's funny. DeFingers is in the house. Hey, John. Hopefully you're having a great day. Let's see. What else do we have? I'm trying to catch up here. Hey, what's up, brother? We'll be racing soon. Scott, we'll be racing. Thanks, Chris. A Roxy livery. Yeah, I've got a green that's close. So maybe that's what this should go to, even though I love the orange, because I got to get a GT car ready. But I do need to order another body for this 908 because this thing is a mess. And so maybe that's what I do, is do one as a Roxy and one as a Roxy. I don't know. We'll see. George is in the house. Welcome, George. Man, that's one of the things I have on the list to talk about tonight. George and Harry and Shotgun Dave have been working with their resin printers, printing some amazing bodies. Holy cow. They look fantastic, and that's pretty exciting for the scratch building side of the hobby. 1/32 scale, there's not a lot of body choices. for scratch building, like model kits. And so the fact that these guys have been really working hard to come up with some 1/32 scale unique bodies that we don't have good access to without spending a fortune on old model kits that don't exist anymore. And so this is exciting. So guys, thanks for doing that. The Three Amigos, we appreciate that, especially those of us who are into scratch building. And if you haven't tried scratch building, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It'll surprise you. It's pretty satisfying watching a car you built fly around the track. Hey, Paul, what's up? No drama. Glad you're here. Let's see here. Brandon is in the house. Good evening. Daniel Ortiz is in the house. Welcome. I feel like I missed somebody here. Hang on. People were saying hello to somebody. And where'd it go? Their comments aren't showing up. RW53 is in the house. I saw where Pete is in the house. Jerry's in the house. HSF. Patrick is in the house. Hey, Patrick. I sent you an email earlier. I don't know if it's just me and something I'm doing wrong. Maybe I found a little bug. So I just sent you some details and see if maybe you might be able to recreate it. But outside of that, it's with the race screen and the standing screen. But man, good stuff. I'm excited to see the next update. You got some plans for some really great things. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. John Tucci is in the house. Buzzkill is here. Pistol Pete is here. Jerry is here. Maybe I'm reading them backwards. HSF, RW53. Maybe, am I going backwards? Chat check. John Albright. Guys, welcome. So I don't know if we've got anybody from over across the pond. It's a late night over there. Hey, Bob. Thanks for coming. Hey, JD. Daryl is here. So I have to shout out to Daryl and Steve Halsman. They are at Steve's track, which I did a video. It might be one of my biggest performing videos when I did kind of a walkthrough of Steve's place, the Brown Bison Speedway or Raceway. Beautiful Carrera digital and analog track down in Kentucky. We made the trip down and just had an amazing day. And so I was telling him that maybe I just need to come down one Tuesday night when I know that I've got like the day off the next day and do the live stream from his track. So, but he and Daryl are testing and tuning tonight, having some fun on his track, and they've tuned in. So, hey guys, wish I was there running some laps with you. So, good on you. Hey Jim. Hey Doug. Mike G. Who else? Ed Greg from Clearwater. Hey Mike, I will hold my like then. It's always slot car season here. Mike, yes, it is always slot car season. Happy that you tuned in. Mike, I was serious when I sent you the message last week. You said you would tell me what I needed to order. So I'm building an order. So maybe I can talk to you tomorrow because I do have a couple questions, some recommendations on a couple things because I think I want to build a 91710 instead of take this second 908, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. So Mike, thanks for being here. Appreciate you tuning in. Mike is the host of the Nationals race, the Eastern Nationals, NSR Eastern Nationals. So good stuff. Hey Harry, glad you're here, man. Hey B2, I almost missed the Marty show. B2, you can always watch the replay. Always watch the replay. Hey Nick V. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate the sound check. Cloverleaf in the house. That's right, John. D.W. Barker is here tonight. Hobbit. Hey, Hobbit. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Ben. DJ Patrick. Gosh, we got everybody. Hey, Tad. Sean. Sean, you have a Roxy Porsche. Was it? Nobody's released that yet, right? So did you paint it up and make it? That's cool. I don't know if I've seen pictures of it, actually, when I think about it. Yes, John, the Three Amigos have been body printing machines, man. They are hard at it. Hey, George. Welcome, George. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, so I missed last week. My wife had surgery, and I appreciate you guys. I got all kinds of messages just wishing my wife well, and I would say that she went back to work today, and she had sinus surgery and had some nose reconstruction because of some cartilage damage, and she swelled up pretty good, but no black eyes now. They've kind of healed up, and she felt confident enough to go to work, back to work. She hid in her office all day, but so she's doing great. I appreciate all of the well wishes and the good thoughts for her. That meant a lot. So, guys, thanks. And so it was good to last week this time on Tuesday and Wednesday. She was feeling pretty rough, so it was good that I didn't plan on having the live stream, and you guys were gracious enough to let me out of it. So, hey, Big Jimmy from Grand Rapids, way up north. A coworker just came, was just up and vacationing at Torch Lake. I don't know how far that is from you, but man, beautiful pictures. Gosh, what a gorgeous area that is. So, who else do we have? James Tharp, my Kentucky Wildcats almost beat number 1 Georgia. Yeah, that's that James. They played tough, man. That was a good game. Well done. Daniel Ortiz, Patrick, I want fast laps. We'll get those cars tuned, Daniel, and you can have some fast laps. Bad dad joke right there. That is available in a file. What is available in a file? I missed it. Yeah, George, man, I really wanted to mention it because you sent some pictures and you've posted a couple videos, and Harry posted a video of the trucks that he's doing. And it's just, I don't know that people understand like how important these things are for the scratch building side of the hobby. If you've looked for a body kit to build one of the showdown cars, you're really limited to what you can use. And I know the rules limit that, but the rules limit it because of the availability. There's just not a lot out there. And I remember I paid $30 or $40 for my model kit just to get that Camaro. So yeah, man, all good. You guys are doing awesome. And I appreciate all that you do to pour into the hobby. What else? Who else? Bernie. Good evening, Bernie. Bernie, how was racing this past week? You guys are going to laugh. I officiated a wedding this week, and I've got another one in a couple of weeks. And then I don't have anything else. The year starts to slow down a little bit, which is good because I need to open some space up from some slot car racing. But Bernie has hosted slot car racing all summer long, and I have not been able to go to any of them because this dude doesn't know how to say no to anything, and it's all his fault. But every time Bernie has a race, I have some sort of conflict. I can't go. Every time. He even tried to do it during the midweek. Did it on a Thursday night, and I have band practice on Thursday nights. So it's which I can only miss so many times and cancel so many times before people get upset with me. And I've got to save those for race season since these slots races on Thursday nights. So anyway, Bernie, thanks for tuning in, man. It's good to have you. You're a good dude. I can't wait to get some racing in with you. Let's see. John's putting you to work, George. Where is the best place to buy 132 kits? Bob, Model Roundup has some 132 kits. There's just not a lot out there. I think there were a few new kits released in the last couple of weeks from one of the model builders. So I would say Hobby Link, Model Roundup. Those will all have 132 kits. You should be able to search by the size, by the scale. All you would be videoing here is me wrecking Steve. Daryl, that's my job. It's my job to run Steve off the track. Hey, Shane, shout out your layout, dude. I'm sure you built that yourself. You did a fantastic job. I noticed you used copper tape. I am getting ready to maybe build something here in the basement, and I'm looking at copper tape. So I'd be curious to know, do you recommend that? I know everybody seems to be going to braid, but I'm trying to keep the cost down a little bit. I think I can get the copper tape a lot cheaper than I can get the braid, but we'll see. Wish I could change my name just for that chat, D'Angelo. So Buzzkill G230RC. Your name is D'Angelo? All right. So as long as I can remember it, I will try to use your first name. And that's usually what happens once I figure out what your real name is. If it's different than your handle. I don't hate it, but I don't like calling people by their handle if I know their name. All right, Mike, thanks, man. I'll send you a message or something. I just want to make sure that I'm not ordering stuff I don't need. Hey, Pete is in the house. Show me slot cars. It's kind of hard to make out because of the great bokeh that this camera has, this lens has. But right there is Pete's pit garage that he built, or that he made, and I put together here. It's fantastic. Did a video a couple weeks ago on it. Fantastic job. It's fun. I'm rewiring it so I can wire it up with the rest of my lights. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I need to do to make that happen. So, but yep, good stuff. Appreciate it, man. So if that's something you're interested in, go check out Show Me Slot Cars. Send him an email at showmeslotcars@gmail.com, and he can get you the pricing on the pit garages. But very cool. Garage doors go up and down, all operated with a remote, LED lights, all good stuff. Daniel Thomas is in the house. Hey, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. So what do we want to talk about tonight? I have a few things. I did want to mention the bodies that the guys were doing and how much I thought how important those were to the hobby. I really think that was good stuff. The second thing is I've been working on the 908. Now I know that this is Roxy 2.0. This is a 908. It's not, I guess it's still at least it's a Porsche, right? A Porsche. But this was difficult to do. I spray painted it pink, and the pink is probably a little darker than it should be. And I can't find a darker paint marker, so I had to go with a lighter paint marker. So I had to take some liberties with this car. But I'm starting to put the motor and the driver in, and I'm working on some of that stuff. I did print some decals out today hopefully they size up well for this body so that I can get this body done. But yep, working on Roxy, which is the AO Motorsports Porsche. It's the sister car to Roxy, which I just think the livery's fun. Just like the PAF livery with the plaid, I think it's just unique and it's fun and looks great. And like when we talk about how do we get young kids into our hobby, IMSA, if you're not a big motorsports fan, it's probably hard for people to discover IMSA racing unless it comes close to you in real life. But this Rexy and Roxy and the Dragon car, I forget what his name is, those liveries, like, kids are loving them. And it's really getting their attention, and lots of kids are pouring in to watch and pay attention to the IMSA races and endurance races because they love to root for Rexy and Roxy, and it's fantastic. So when I was planning this out, I didn't originally start out to be Roxy until I saw the paint on the body. And my plan was to use the gray smoke and do some stripes. I was going to do the typical 908 arrow, like on the golf cars. And Greg has posted some of his, and his has the arrow on it, and it looks awesome. I love that livery. That's just one of my favorite golf liveries. And then I thought, I don't want to copy what Greg's doing. And I realized, but it's pink. I could make this Roxy. So there's Roxy. It's got legs on the side, little T-Rex arms. It's not perfect. When you look real close, it's you can tell that I hand drew all this. I hand painted all this on. It was, and then it's not the same body style. It's a 908 versus a modern 911. But I feel like it's turning out pretty good. I do have the interior that I'm working on, and I picked up a Lexan interior, and I was trying to decide. There's a lot I've got to cut off of this to make it fit and work. But I was weighing the pieces, and the Lexan is pretty light. It definitely will help with reducing the weight in the body. But yeah, so this 908, just so you see what I'm working with on the chassis side. I basically decided that I was going to pour a bunch of money into my vintage car. And so I've got the blue soft chassis. I've got the lightweight yellow pod. I have got the front end set up pretty close. And after talking to Greg, I've got a little bit of work left to do. I've got to order some parts to fix that front. The NSR, the way they build their chassis, I feel like there's a lot of slop up front, that front axle. And so cleaning that up is not super challenging, but it takes a little bit of work. So I've got the fronts trued, but I don't have them like on the ground. And so I'm not sure. I may need to do some more work on those fronts. So Pete, Track Fans TV, released a video today on prepping tires with Michael Nemus, which I thought was really, really a good video. I found out that I'm not really that far off of what those guys do. But it was really good to see what other people are doing for tire prep. I know it's a conversation we have a lot on truing tires and prepping tires, and a lot of the guys that run rubber. We're running silicone for the race. That's the other thing I need to order, Mike. I need to order some of the red tires for the event. But this car is running decent times. I'm running 4.7s, 4.8s with this car on my layout, and so I feel like it's getting there. That's really fast on my layout. With a no magnet car, you're running anything under 5 seconds is pretty quick. But if you're running almost mid fours, that's hauling. And so this car is right there. I think a little bit more tuning. I think if I can clean up the front end a little bit, yeah. So it's been a fun tune. The 908 seems to be the popular car. I know a lot of people run the 91710 as well. We all want to run the GT40s, but they just don't seem to be as popular or have the speed that the 908s and the 91710s do. And of course, everybody loves a good. Where's that? 917K, but those don't seem to run as well. So there you go. So that's prep for the vintage class for NSR Nationals. Let me see what I'm missing here. Sorry, guys. So George says the bodies are available at Slot Car Corner. That's awesome. Hey, Greg, that's good to know, George. I will have to check it out. Yeah, Greg, I'm the same way. There's a couple bodies that would be fun to have. I'm really liking those trucks that Harry and Dave have been doing. Yeah, Bernie, they've been getting great turnout. That's fantastic. Like Mike says, we run all year long. But things are about to get real serious. Pistol Pete just ordered a 132nd 68 Olds Cutlass from Slot Car Corner. Nice. Pete, that will be a great car. That's fun. All right, D'Angelo. Thanks, man. I will try to remember that, and we'll use that so everybody knows who you are. My demon build should be all done next week. George, the demon build looks good, man. That's a great body. Oh man, Pete, dude. Yeah, don't sweat that, man. I'm happy to give you a plug. I appreciate you showing up tonight. Shotgun Dave. Welcome, Shotgun Dave. Glad you're here. What's up? Shane, the pink, yeah, man, it stands out for sure. Definitely not going to have problems seeing it on the track. Let's see who we have. Thanks, Tad. Appreciate that. Tony says, agreed. I am no painting expert myself. It's the effort and the fun liveries, Marty. Like I know what's going to happen with this car. When my kids come home in a few weeks, I'm going to have to hide it because both of my girls, this will be the car that they grab. They will see this, and guaranteed they will fight over it. So I probably just need to put it away. I got to save it for Michigan. Let's see. What else do we have? Wait, a fantasy livery? Say it isn't so. You're going to give the rivet counters. Yeah, John. It's a fantasy livery for the 908. It's not a fantasy livery for today in today's game. So I'm going to make it a modern 908 with modern graphics. So we'll see. I don't think it'll make it any faster, and it definitely won't help me drive any better. But thanks, Nick. I think that give I have a feeling that either Carrera or Skeletric will do the Roxy livery sometime soon. And that would be cool. But if NSR or Slotted or one of those brands did it, that car would be gigantic because it is a fun livery. I agree. It's fun, looks great. And again, like I said, it's got so much interest from the youth at the IMSA level. If you watch any of the YouTube videos, their pit stall, their T-shirt sales, their merch sales are gigantic because people want those shirts. They want to see the cars, and a lot of it has to do with the kids. Man, thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. It's fun. Yeah, so let me show you what I use. So, this goes back to my skateboard days when I was doing custom paint work, artwork on skateboards. Molto and Uni Posca are two brands of acrylic paint markers, and they really do a nice job on these bodies because it's a nice smooth finish, and it's a little easier to work with than paint brushes. And so markers, you can kind of just draw with them. Now, this is a big, this is a PC 5M, so it's a wider tip, but they make a smaller marker that's got like a 2.5 millimeter, and this is a 1.8 2.5 millimeter, and so you can get a much thinner. They're not cheap. If you go to Hobby Lobby, there's a cheaper brand that they carry that gives you a lot more colors, which is kind of nice. But I feel like the paint is not quite as opaque, so I tend to use these markers or the Molto. I have a bunch of different Moltos, but they're from when I was doing skateboards, and they're all dried out. I mean, they're like 5 years older. So yeah, and they make even bigger ones. If you watch any of the painting videos on YouTube where the guys that are painting to make the cars look like they're cartoons, like manga, however you say that, the Asian or Japanese kind of anime style. It was really cool. I tried to do it on this car so that it would look sort of like a cartoon, and it didn't really work out. It's not bad, but it didn't really work out how I was expecting. So that was kind of my test run on how well the markers would do on the bodies, and they do really well. Yeah, Brandon, thanks. Spike. I knew it was a name like that. Off the top of my head, I couldn't remember. Hey, Todd, welcome. And the Unicorn Pegasus car from Flying Lizard is Sparkle Farts. That's right. But those fun liveries, man, it's gaining traction with the kids. And for those, selling a bunch of merch helps. That's money that goes straight back into those programs, those race programs. And, the more people you have out there wearing your merch, it all helps. Hey, Steve Sweeney. Hey, Jamie. What's up? Hopefully Jamie will be able to do some racing at Cincy Slots this year, this fall. So I'm looking forward to catching up, and hopefully life is good for you, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My secondary car is this 908, the standard chassis, standard pod. And I don't have it quite tuned where it needs to be yet. I still have some work to do. But this is running about 5.1s. So that's the difference from a weight standpoint. This car is much heavier than this car. So trying to create a good, light, fast car that's easy to drive. That's probably doesn't exist in Marty's arsenal. What else have we got? I'm awake for a change, Michael Squire. Welcome, Michael. I'm sure Michael will be building a few of those new bodies that the Three Amigos have put out there. Bella Roach, hey Marty, been following you since I rediscovered the hobby a year ago. My friends and I enjoy Carrera Digital with the TV screen. Where can I find more of that? Bella, what do you mean? Where can you find more? Just more footage of people doing digital races? Yeah, I mean, I think that there's quite a few channels out there. I know Show Me Slots, he's all digital, 100% digital. I know that Raul runs a lot of digital, Conquest Racing. We don't run digital very often, mainly because we're testing and tuning for specific races that we're planning to. I do need to do a good digital race here sometime soon. So maybe you'll see some digital content from me that I haven't done that in a while. So I'm overdue. But there's quite a few channels. P&W runs digital. With his channel, he releases, I think I saw in a video today, a couple days ago, he released like layout number 64. That's a lot of different tracks. And so he's always changing things up, which is pretty exciting. I think that Araris Carrera, Joe, he does a lot of digital stuff on his channel. I know that I'm missing lots of people that run digital. So there's a lot of great footage out there. If you just, Google, if you just search for Carrera Digital 132, you should be able to find some stuff, Bella. But I'm glad you're hanging out at the channel. I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're back in the hobby and that you've pulled some friends in with you. Like, it is fun to race with your friends. It makes a lot of fun. Hey, Neil, no worries from being late. It's always easy to catch up, and you don't miss much if you miss the live stream from me. It's all in the chat. That's where all the action is. Is Dusty painting Roxy to match your Roxy? No, Dusty went fluorescent orange and fluorescent blue with his 908 that he built, and it's fast. It's a good running car. I got to try to keep up with him. Not surprised on that, Marty. My 91710s are screamers. Yeah, I think that if you would look at the field from last year, probably over half of the field was 908s. I don't know, Mike could probably has the exact numbers, but there were a lot of 908s and 91710s. It seemed like that was really what everybody was racing. And then every once in a while you'd see a GT40 or a 917K. But outside of that, there was not a lot. And the top, the 908 and 91710s were probably made up the whole top 20. That'd be my guess. I'm making that up. But if I went back, if I could see what people were running, I went back and was watching some of the live stream. So hopefully we figured out how to live stream it this year. And I keep seeing posts from people that are planning to come. So I don't know what kind of crowd Mike's expecting, what kind of numbers of racers, but there's some people traveling to come to this Nationals race. It's pretty exciting. I just guarantees that I'll be lower down the list. Daniel says, Marty, do you think that lighter pod and it's actually, Daniel, it's a blue chassis. It's kind of hard to see. But it's the blue, it's the soft. I think that I can't tell if the pod is making any difference, but I think the soft chassis on the plastic track seems to be working really well. So Daniel, at some point this week, we probably need to chat. I'll give you some things that I'm doing to my car, so that I'll share with you to try to help you out. So let's talk offline. What else do we have? But I do think that soft chassis seems to be working really well. So probably a worthy upgrade. But I'm not sure about the pod. Again, I still struggle setting up a pod, I'll be honest. A lot of times it's just guesswork, and sometimes I get lucky and sometimes I don't. If anybody drives my cars, they will notice that John Albright likes to give me a little bit of a hard time about all my cars are a little tail happy. Like, I don't mind driving a car that's a little loose, and which is weird. But I'm sure I would love driving a car that is not loose. I just don't seem to be able to build a car that isn't loose. And it's probably my inability to tune the pod correctly. So I still have a lot to learn, fellas. Hey, Slot Car League of Champions. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Question, B2, favor, please give Kevin over at Racetrack Scenics. I can't say enough good things about his models. Yeah, B2, I've got a bunch of Racetrack Scenic stuff on my track. It's all signage, mainly because I don't do a lot of buildings. The one building I do have is from Show Me Slots, Slot Cars, our buddy Pete. And then I've got my light stands, or my light towers from Magnetic Racing, and those guys, Ian and Doug, have been fantastic to work with. And I need to take a minute and do some measurements. We might be working on a project down the road, so we'll see. It depends on how ambitious I get over the winter. But yeah, man, that's one of the other things I have on my list of things to talk about tonight. Is over the weekend, George did a live stream with Kevin, with Kevin's new wood track that he built, and that really looks like a great wood layout for a home wood layout. I think he said it's 8 foot wide by 17 feet long. It looks fantastic. It looks like it has great flow. In that, you guys know, you hear me probably talk about that a lot. Like, the flow of the track is important. That's what we really like about this track. This track has really good flow. The S-turns and this little corkscrew down here on this end into that straightaway. We really enjoy that turn and those S-turns. And it's because the track just really flows. You can get into a really nice rhythm. Dusty and I were running some laps on Sunday night, and we had a moment there where we probably clicked off 30 or 40 laps, like right together, without coming out of the slot. We just got into the flow at about the same time, and he was chasing me. He was a little faster than me, so I was really pushing hard to try to stay ahead of him. And before we knew it, we ran off 30 or 40 or 50 laps probably, before I finally came out of the slot, after he passed me, me trying to catch him, because his car, he was running his Thunder slot, and I was running, I forget what I was running, my NSR. I think it was my NSR, vintage. and we were having a blast. But yeah, Kevin's track, fantastic job. He did a great job with the decoration, and he's talking about he's got he said something about me because he mentioned Cedar Point here in Ohio, which is an amusement park in northern Ohio, up in Upper Sandusky, and Kings Island used to have them too. They had like a ski lift gondolas that went across from one side of the park to the other. I think most of the parks have taken those things out of their parks, but when we were kids, we had those, and he's going to put that in the middle of the layout between the two poles, which I think is great use of those poles in the middle of his layout. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go to George's channel, Area 51, and on Sunday he posted a live stream. It was really, really good to watch some cars go around that. Very, very smooth. Really a nice layout. Well done, Kevin. So B2, there you go. There's your shout out for Kevin. Yeah, but he does a great job with his modeling. Those guys are all just putting out great products in the slot car community. Good stuff. Greg says, got my lights and Chewits yesterday from Magnetic. Nice. Jamie, love me a pink car, usually the only one on the track. Yeah, I think that visually, I tend to lose my car sometimes on the track, and that's when I come out of the slot, obviously, right? And so I thought, I'm just going to paint this something bright, so at least I know I can visually see it, and if I lose track of that hot pink car, that's my own fault. Let's see here. Greg, I'm on a border watch, mate. I need to stay awake. There you go. Stay awake, Harry. Hang in there, buddy. Michael Squire, scenery nice. I need to work on some of that. Yeah, I probably have room to add a little bit more, but not much. I don't want to have to move it, but when we do race, I mean, I'm hosting a race in October, so I don't want to have to move a bunch of stuff. So Pat is in the house. Hey, I made it on my break. What's up, Pat? Hopefully things are well over there in Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. As always, really enjoy your videos. Just a super likable guy, man. So congrats on hanging there. You're doing great. Neil, hey, George, I just received the Illigo Saturn 4 Ultra, but haven't hooked it up yet. Neil, thanks to George and Harry and Dave posting all this stuff about resin printing, I'm on the verge of, if I didn't have things I needed to get for my track, I might consider jumping in and getting a resin printer. Man, I could just see where it could be very handy. I mean, we've been using the Dusty. My brother has a 3D printer, and he's been printing stuff, and we've been using that a lot. But the resin for the body is just, wow, does an awesome job. Let's see, what else do we have? Does not take long to hook up. What resin are you using? Hey, Gary Dunmore. Welcome, man. Shotgun. Retired old guys with time to kill. Neil, I purchased the General Gray from Illigo. Okay, that's your resin that you ordered. Cool. If you're doing bodies, need to get the 2.0 ABS or any other brand that's an ABS type. Daryl asks, are the graphics decals or paint? And this is all paint. And if you get in close, you can tell because it's not very good. But it is paint markers. So, yeah. It's not perfect, Daryl, but I did print some decals that might go on it because I need numbers. I think I need 3 different numbers that hopefully I printed small enough that don't cover up all the good parts of the livery. So I'm trying to make it look a lot like the one now. Yeah, that standard stuff will be brittle. Cool. Those pins are awesome. I use them on my mini figs for BattleTech. Yeah, Bob, they are really good. I agree. Can't do pink cars because of pink golf tees. Every time I used one, it was good for a duck hook dead left. Tossing them over my shoulder was the fix. That's right, John. I'm going to build you a car, and it's going to be pink. Joking. That's funny. I don't know. I might have the same luck with this pink car. What else do we have? I still haven't caught up to the bottom. Yes, the 3.0 is cheaper and has more fluidity to it. That is, the Illigo told me the difference between the two. Okay. See, this is all good stuff to know, so you don't waste money, right? Could a wooden figure 8 slot car track be possible? DJ Patrick, there's 1 or 2 on slot car tracks for sale on Facebook right now. So yes, definitely a wooden figure 8 track is completely possible. Neil, George said, just opened the box with the bottle in it, and it's the standard 2.0 photopolymer resin. Do I need to get something else? Jamie says, hope to make 1 month at Bruce's. Just bought a new NSR 908 and a 911 GT at Slot Shop in Georgia. Super cool shop. I'll send you a message about it. Cool. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah. Hopefully you get to make it. It's going to be a fun. This coming month should be fun. Group 5 sideways and vintage. So those are some of my favorite classes. And the brother is in the house. He's been working in the shop. Been working on calls tonight, Dusty, or are you working on slot cars? Neil's going to be printing bodies. That's awesome, Neil. Yes, Todd. Sorry, Toju. We were talking about digital tracks and digital footage, and Todd runs a lot of digital on his channel. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you jumping out there and mentioning it. Dusty, you painting up Roxy to match his Roxy. That's funny. Nothing against a pink shirt with the right suit. That's funny. Get any ABS resin. There you go, Neil. George is your man. He's got it figured out. I'm not that brave to try. Well, Dusty can tell you that this body's set here for about 2 weeks drying, a week and a half drying, because I was afraid to start and I would mess it up and I would have to start over because the pink laid down really, really good. So I was really happy with the initial base coat. I didn't want to mess it up. Yeah, no drama. Yep, that's a good one. First State, that if you're just looking for straight up racing footage, First State has tons and tons of content out there. I think they post every race that they host, and they race all kinds of stuff. 132nd digital, 124 digital. They do a lot of 124 digital. They do magnets. They do no magnets. Those guys are all very competitive. They have a lot of fun. And then you get to watch 6 cars on the track, which is chaos and a lot of fun. Josh, I might have to buy a white kit 908 and have you paint me a Roxy to run with your Roxy now. Josh, dude, hope you're doing well. Josh has been out on his motorcycle all summer, so he's just now catching up with the slot car talk. Maybe I'll make an attempt to do a Roxy. Since Roxy has turned out halfway decent. And I've already got the green. one of the things I need to order from Mike, I need a white kit car. So maybe that's what I'll need to do. Is I could paint a 91710 and prep that and make it a Roxy. I did tag AO Motorsports in my Instagram post, but I've not heard anything from them. They probably looked at that and went, dude, that looks awful. Maybe they didn't do that, but hey, Muffman79, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. HSF, will the race be live streamed? HSF, I think they're trying to figure out how to live stream it. I know that they're still working on a venue where they're going to put it, and so there's some things to work out with that. So a lot of it will have to do with what that situation is. I did tell Mike that if there was something I could do to help, that I would be happy to. I mean, I don't know if anybody watched the coverage of the MR slot car race this past weekend at Electric Dreams. I caught some of that just because I just enjoy watching races. I like to see how other people manage a race. And, I mean, say what you will, but Electric Dreams coverage is crazy. Like, Marco is investing a ton of resources into creating really, really good race coverage. So kudos to those guys. I don't know that this race will have that kind of coverage because I don't know that there's anybody out there that's got the skill level, to be honest with you. And I think you're talking about a track that's not far from Hollywood, and so there's a lot of resources that come with that, and a lot of knowledge. And just to be honest with you, like I don't have that here in Chillicothe, Ohio. We've got some people that are really good at streaming that probably could do 90% of that quality. I'm probably one of them, but I don't own a bunch of equipment to do that. But I know people that have some equipment that I probably could borrow to make something happen. So I hope that it's live streamed. I mean, I have no false sense of me being competitive at this race. So maybe that's the easy thing is I just get my laps in and then go help do the live stream. I guess I could do the commentary. Welcome, race fans. You're here at the NSR Eastern Nationals. See, maybe that's what my job should be, right? Greg, keep the secrets. Keep the secrets till after the NSR race. Don't you worry. Your secrets are safe with me, Greg. Secrets are safe with me. Oh, George, thanks. George, that's got to be the link to the resin. Thanks for posting that. I appreciate that. Muffman, I am doing great. Thanks. It's good to be live. I missed last week, and I realize how much I look forward to this. Let's see here. Yeah, Mike is the one to answer that. Greg says, I hope it is live streamed. I hope it is too. I think it is a quality race from what we watched last year, and the guys that I know that it went up and had a great time. Mike and his people do an awesome job of putting that together. So I am sure that it will be a great race. It deserves to be live streamed. So we'll figure out how to make that happen. Even if I have to set up my phone and stream it on my channel, we'll do that. That's right, Mike. We don't want any secrets, Greg. Everyone needs to know all the information. What we will do is we should do a breakdown of the winning car. So after Mike or Greg or one of those guys wins the race, we can do a walkthrough on my channel of the fast car and how it was set up and all that. That would be good. Let's see here. What else? Dusty's right. I couldn't keep up with his M6B, man. That car was fast and just handled super well. I mean, you weren't coming out of the slot. It's locked on the track. It was really, really good, Dusty. I was proud of you, man. I had to remind him who got that car for him. Just had to remind him. I didn't have anything to do with tuning it, though. That's cool. George, thanks, man. I really appreciate you helping people out. This is just what this is about, right? I love it. So cool. Yeah, he was talking about the gondolas. That is going to be super cool. There's a difference between loose and a power drift. Your lap times will show it. Yeah, John, I think you're right. I think I find that a little bit of drift, just a touch when my car brakes. I don't know. I guess I'm just comfortable being there, kind of on the edge. I probably shouldn't be, but yeah, a little loose and power drift. It does show up in your times. Slot Car League of Champions says, just picked up an SCX Advanced Rally Red CUDA. Hope the SCX Advanced cars are as good as they look. Yeah, the SCX CUDAs are really good cars for Trans Am, because through Shapeways, you used to be able to get a great 3D chassis printed for them. And so now that Shapeways is gone, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But yeah, the SCX CUDAs are good cars. I believe they're inline. I feel like all the SCX stuff is inline. Daniel, the Carrera BWT Audi R8 looks awesome in pink. Yes, Daniel. Daniel, you're right. I've got two of them. I have the pink BWT Audi, and right next to it, I've got the 124 scale Mercedes in pink. Yep. Haven't taken it out yet. Waiting to do an out-of-box review. Nice. I look forward to that. Neil, jump in. The water's fine. My wife, Marty, says that the car you painted. See? That's what I'm talking about. It gets all the attention. Jamie, that's what I said. It's the detail is not very good. It's a little sloppy. My hand painted Roxy, but if the car is fast enough, I won't have to worry about that. Nobody will be able to see it. That's SCX. I had the same issue with my SCX car. Dusty's working on some call orders and bourbon. That's funny. It's true. I haven't. Hey, Eric. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate it, wild man. It's true. I have put many thousands of miles on my motorcycle this summer. My slot cars have been collecting dust, but the season is around the corner. Yeah, Josh, you need to get back into shape. We got a big race. We're counting on you to make Ohio proud going up there to Michigan. Shotgun. Bourbon is important work. That's funny. Wild man. Greg. Yeah, Josh has been slacker. He's been slacker. Dave, I take my bourbon seriously. Calls her just for fun. That's funny. and he's not lying. He does take his bourbon seriously. Don't worry, Josh. I got your setups. See, Josh, you don't even have to worry about it. Greg's already set up your cars. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. It is on the roadmap to do live streaming from Fast Laps. Okay, Patrick. That's interesting. That is a programming, like, that's epic, because I feel like that's got a lot in the background. It would almost be easier for you to figure out a way to, well, I don't think you even have to figure that out. So what I need to do is figure out how to send, I need a different mixer. I need a video mixer to do this is what I need, because it would be great to send your race screen into my video mixer so that I can superimpose it in Ecamm Live like I'm doing my logo. And so if there was a way for you in your software to send that race screen in some way to my computer, that I could have Ecamm Live see it as a camera, as a source, then you don't have to design the whole thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at, sorry, I got distracted. Patrick's got my wheels turning. Patrick, let's revisit that. Let me throw, oh my gosh, my head's spinning. I got a million ideas. Let me put them all down in an email, and I'll send it to you sometime this week. Some things that, because that's what my software did. It sort of, it live streamed lyrics to a computer or to a screen, and we had to deal a lot with like a video player built in, and it was complicated. It used a lot of resources, but man, computers are so much better these days. So, well, George just sent me a text with a bunch of bodies that he's printed. Gosh, they're so good. They look great, George. Jerry just started a new riff, and then to a Copper Sky light whiskey. Oh, Dusty's talking bourbon. That's funny. Marty, I'm not tearing my car down for you. That's good. Dusty, I don't think we have to worry about it. You or me both. All the fast car talk, I'm still building a slow cruising Woody. Nice. I look forward to that, Michael. What else do we have? Hey, Dojo, welcome. Thanks for the message today, man. I really appreciate it. Great pictures. Dojo sent me, he was at VIR a couple weeks ago and sent me a video of Roxy, the real Roxy, tooling around the track, which was really good. It's cool. So I appreciate it. No worries. Hey, Dan. What's up, Dan? Dan, great live stream Monday. I meant to send you a message today. I was super busy at work, but I thought the live stream was really good. Yeah, Harry did a nice job. It was good to see him, and I enjoyed the conversation. So thanks. And I see that you're going to go live with Pete tomorrow. Is that right? For a little bit, talk about his garage. So if you want to see Pete's garage, Show Me Slot Cars Garage, on Dan's channel, which is Slot Valley Racing, they are going live tomorrow afternoon, I think, evening, Eastern time, and to talk about the garage. So thanks. Ben, does anyone here know how the texture of Scale Auto track compares to Carrera concerning grip? Ben, Mike could probably tell you that because they've been testing it for the NSR Eastern Nationals, but it's not as grippy as Polycar, but it's much more grip, has much more grip than Carrera. So I would put it on a scale like lowest grip would be like Scaly, then just above that Carrera. I feel like those two are very similar when it comes to grip. And then Scale Auto, then Ninko Polycar, maybe. I don't have any experience with Polycar. I just know what everybody else has talked about, how grippy it is. And Dave Kennedy has done a lot of talk about when he added Scale Auto track to his layout and how good the grip is. So hopefully, Ben, that helps you out. But it definitely has a lot more grip than Carrera. Timothy, spray tack. So here's my issue with that. I feel like that just makes a mess. I know a lot of wood track guys do it. Our friend Rost does it on his track, and he runs foam tires. He has a wood track at home, and he sprays some tacky stuff on it. But to me, that just seems like a lot to have to clean up. Yeah, Michael says he's heard it's a bit better traction than Carrera. I think it's got a lot. See, Greg, Ben, maybe Scale Auto has a little more grip, but much harder to find. It's Greg. Professor Motor seems to have a lot of that track in stock now. So if somebody's wanting to take a look at it, which I started pricing it, I was just going to do a little test track, and I started pricing it. And I'm like, holy cow, it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive. It's not as inexpensive. It's a little more expensive than Carrera. Polycar is probably a little cheaper than Carrera, but Scale Auto is 10 or 15% more. And they do weird numbers with their turns. So you only get like 3 or 6 pieces for turns, and a lot of times it's not enough to, I don't know. I thought the numbering was kind of weird on how they packaged their turns as well. Anyway, I don't mean to belabor that. Well, it's 9:13. Making Ohio proud is Greg's job. That's right. We're putting all the pressure on Greg. And then Steve will be the king of Kentucky coming up to show him how guys in Kentucky run. He has the setups, but I have the cars. Just got to go down on an evening and get them set up. Yep. We need to have a setup evening here too, Josh, soon. Timothy, YouTubers use the walls, Pikes Peak. What else do we have? Patrick, I'm really digging the fast laps, man. Yeah, man. I know I've talked a lot about it, but we are really enjoying fast laps here at Two Lines. It does a great job of race management. The practice sessions have been good. You just got a lot of data in front of you if you want it. So good stuff. Yep. Thanks for the shout out there, Dusty. Patrick's he's a rock star. He's rocking it. Josh can accidentally drop a couple of my cars in your box. Possibly. That's great. Timothy, thanks, Marty, for the channel and all the camaraderie with all you guys. Learned a lot from these channels in 1 year. Very inspiring. Thanks, Timothy. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. That's what this is all about. We're all trying to learn something and enjoy the hobby and trying to promote the hobby in ways that we can. We're just a little voice. And so it takes a lot to make some kind of impact, but all of us together, like we can move some mountains. So I think that's what I enjoy about this. So I feel like my channel isn't just my channel. I feel like my channel is our channel. And I know that there's a lot of people in the chat that feel like they have some kind of ownership in me and what I'm doing. And that means a great deal. It's why it's so hard to cancel on a Tuesday night when I should be taking care of my wife, right? Is because this is important to me. Sorry. Didn't mean to go there, but it's the truth. So it's why this is important to me. I have a pink Porsche 962C by Slotted. John, that's a good looking, the 962C. I know which one you're talking about. That's a great looking car. And I do like it too. I don't mind me a pink car. I'm a girl dad. I've got 2 daughters, and I had to deal with a lot of pink when they were kids, so I don't mind it. And they're both so tomboys, but they still. My mom made sure that they loved pink, so Dusty can attest to that. HSF, there's open source code for that. Nice. Let's see here. Good evening. Try Prism Live Studio to trick the computer into thinking a screen share is a camera. Oh, I never even thought about that. Pete, good on you, man. That's how you superimpose you Smart Race onto streaming software. I kind of forgot about that. I definitely have to try that, because that's what I want to be able to do. See, I've got the screen set up here, so when I do my live stream and I put the camera angle up here, everybody seems to love that camera angle. But what I would love to be able to do is superimpose screen 2 over here, which is on a different computer. So that's what I'm running into, is all of this right here is my stream. And then on the other side of the room is my computer that I run my lap timing. I run Fast Laps on, and it runs on Windows, and I'm a Mac guy. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get that on my Mac. So, but Pete, you just sent me down a road that I think I can make that work. You need a video toaster. Yeah. You might be right. Thanks, Patrick. Patrick and I have some of the best email conversations. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. He's allowed me to just throw up on an email all these ideas and things that come to my head. And I just kind of just put it all out on paper, per se. And he weeds through it and finds things that might make sense and throws out the things that don't make sense. And it's all good stuff. Slot Car League of Champions question: has anyone produced a Pantera in 132 or 124? Slot Car League of Champions, yes. Somebody has. I believe Daryl Rogers just bought 2 of them because the Pantera is one of his favorite cars. Carrera does a Pantera, but the 2 that Daryl just picked up were beautiful. And they might be MRC. I don't know. Daryl, if you're still in here, let us know what those were. He sent me pictures. They look great. So, yes, Panteras are out there. You probably just have to look for them on eBay. Let's see. Tad wants to know how Michael's projects are coming. I definitely need to get started on mine. My NASCAR. I am way behind. Vin, I'm actually here with Frank Racing. He hasn't had the need to stomp on any cars yet. That's good. Vin, have some fun, man. I'm glad you guys are racing. That's great to know that you guys are tuning in and having fun, getting some laps in. Fantastic. I'm getting the Woody closer to being done. Had a bunch of non-slot stuff getting in the way. That's what I'm running into as well. Dan, thank you, Marty. Yes, live with Pete and only Wednesday from now on. Oh, so you're going to move to Wednesday? Awesome. Very cool. Man, we just got so much selection, right? We could tune into something just about any night, which is kind of cool. Oh, my bases switch from red, green, 3-second park at switches, 3 bases per team, fun. Michael, can't wait to see it. I'm a big fan of old Woodies. Choose words matter, Dusty. Words matter. Choose your words wisely. And what order? Yeah. Or what order you put them in. Yes, Slot Car Liga champion. Ninko has great grip. I think Ninko is up there close to Polycar based on Dave Kennedy doing a lot of testing and listening to some of his stuff. So, yeah, good. KR Bridges, just got my P&L 510 today. I saw it race at Nelson Ledges a few times. It would be cool to race it at 2 lines. That's cool, man. Yeah, the 510s are fun. Yeah, the Paul Newman, that's a pretty one. I have not ordered it, but I am so close. My problem is I've already got three Group 2 cars. I don't know that I need another Group 2 Revo slot. Dusty, I'll try to post a video and some pics tomorrow. Thanks, Michael. I look forward to it. I always enjoy your content. It's good stuff. I enjoy Tad's content too. Tad's been working on that. Tad, I feel like that Porsche was getting around the track so fast that I thought maybe you were playing your video in like high speed. I think it was screaming around. I was like, I don't think he has magnetic braid, but it looks like a magnet car going around there. That definitely, if that's the case, I think definitely has a shot at breaking Shotgun Dave's challenge. I message you in an evening, a week. That would work for getting out there before your race. Hopefully we could find time Greg could also come out. Yeah, that sounds good, Josh. You know, like any Tuesday, if you want to make the trip, that's cool by me. We'll get the gang here, Dusty and John Mark. They enjoy it when you guys come over, hit the track. Yeah, man, we are really enjoying it. I felt like there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. I did want to say I'm prepping the C8 Corvette, and I've got to do something with the livery because if not, there's going to be like 20 of these orange ones that all look the same. I think this is going to be my GT car, the C8, even though my C7 Jägermeister is one of my favorite cars. It's beautiful. We'll see how many people show up with the C7 versus the C8. I know the C7 is still a pretty popular car, so I'm trying to make that decision. But I'm probably taking 2 orange, a C7 and a C8. And the third would be a Mercedes. So my plan is to take 3 for each class to the Nationals that I've got prepped and ready. And then all I have to do is just do some tuning to the track. And that's where I'm not very good. I still need to figure out like what a car's doing, what I'm doing as a driver, and then fix it, right? I'm getting better, but it takes me a little bit of time. I wish I was a little quicker at figuring that out. So let's see here. What else we got? Oh, no. Yeah and no. Laugh out loud. I played the fifth. I have no idea. Oh, urethane for wood? Okay, I know what we're referring to now. Too funny. Yeah, urethane, you can lay that down on the wood track and it works pretty good. Clearwater, I have run foam on wood at Ross's track. It's a different experience, and I personally still prefer silicones on wood, but it's fun. The cars are quicker with glue down too. I was wondering because the foam racing at the track I stop at here. Personally, I like foam on wood track. Played on a Reverse King today with foam and silicone. The foams are so smooth. Yeah, is that Ross's? Oh, no, you were in Georgia. You said you were in Georgia. You were in Helena. A Reverse King. That's cool. That's very cool. See, that's where I would still dream about opening up a club here in Chillicothe and becoming a place where we could host big events. Because I kind of have a knack for running things like that. In my old job, I used to do a lot of events. So, yeah, I think Sean, Casey, and I we had a long conversation one day about doing some type of event. I think that it's got to be built around a track. It's got to be a track. What else? I shoot you an email about Prism. Thanks. Appreciate that. Silicone for plastic track all day, though. I like a bit of everything. Yeah, Jamie, I mean, I think that if we ever converted here, we'd probably on this track, we'd probably go to rubber so we could use tire treatment and probably could run faster laps. But as long as Bruce is running silicone and that's where we race most of the time, that's probably what we're going to do. And then the NSR Nationals are going to be on plastic, and they're going to be silicone tires as well because Quick Slicks is involved. And, yeah, I don't like it. It requires a different setup, and my other cars that I generally can do decently with everywhere. The speed through the corners with foam is insane. If you're talking 124, then foam's all day. They run foams, silicone on the same track. I don't think so, Greg. Yep, Jamie says no. Hey, Caveman, it has been a while. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you joining in. It's good to hear from you. Foam at commercial tracks can be fun. Things get a bit filled with gunk from the tack spray, depending on whether they use it or not. Yeah, Hobbit, we went to a wood track. I've been to 2 wood tracks. One was a Blue King, a King track that was in Columbus, and they did not use tack spray on their track, but they did run. They ran foam with the big cars, and they ran rubber with just the hard body cars is what they called them, and I think that's what they did. But there was no tack on it. And then at Butch's track, which is one of the nicest wood tracks I've ever seen, in person, he runs silicone on his. So Escol, yes, Carrera has a Group 5 Pantera. Scale Auto does a rally spec, or at least it did. Scale Auto for the Pantera. I think that's what Daryl picked up. There's a lot of content out there. It's hard to keep up with. Wacky Racers, any manufacturers? I'm not familiar with Wacky Racers, Tim. Sorry. What else? Scale Auto has a really nice Pantera model. Yeah, I think that's what Daryl picked up was a Scale Auto. I don't know. I could probably find it here. Hold on. me see if I can find it. Facebook, I think, is how he sent that to me. But it was really, really nice. Let's see here. Daryl Rogers. Facebook is telling me that this browser is not supported. Okay. Even though I just used it, but maybe he sent it to me. Daryl Rogers. There we go. Daryl, sorry guys. Looking for this picture. He picked up two. One was a white livery, and one was a maybe. He must have sent them to me via text. Daryl Rogers. Okay. One of them, here we go. One of them is a Jägermeister. That's a good looking car. Okay, yeah. So it was a Jägermeister, and then the other one was a white livery. And I can't seem to find that picture. But yeah, that Jägermeister is nice. Let's try. Maybe I found it. Hold on. Nope. But yeah, I'll bring that Jägermeister back up on the phone. Yeah, that's a good looking car. There it is. So there you go. I believe that's a scale auto. So for all of you who enjoy the Jägermeister cars, the liveries, that is a great looking car. So there you go. Scale Auto does a really nice job. I find myself trying to watch everybody. Definitely info overload. Yeah, DW. There is a lot of content for, it doesn't matter whether it's slot cars or anything, right? There's a lot of content out there. Is there such a thing as too many Revo slots? John Albright, there is no such thing as too many Revo slots. My problem is I would like to pick up another one of the Toyota GT1s before I pick up another Group 2 car. That's one of my favorite Revo slots to run. Hobbit, Marty, fun times as always. Bedtime for the kiddos. Enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. and John Albright, never enough. Gary Driscoll, Orange Crush. Yeah. Rear Sluts World Unite. Jamie B. Patrick, I think Jamie lives around near Cincinnati. I think he's probably down there on either vacation or traveling for something. Oh, we are on vacation in Helen. I brought my cars. I can run rubber or urethane only on my Carrera. Yeah, because silicone will pick up everything off of that you've laid down, Greg. I'll try to come back for sure. Super cool place. Jamie, nice. Hope you like racing with fast laps while you were there. Yeah, that's right, Jamie. Those tracks in Helena use fast laps. Just looked, not a fan. Yes, Scale Slot Car League of Champions. Yes, the Scale Auto Pantera looks great. They might be a little tough to find. You might have to search for them a little bit. Did you hide that suitcase? Clearwater, the BRM Trans Am cars are sourced and hand built by Allen at 132 Slot Cars. There has been a production hang up at BRM, for what I understand. The yellow Harbor Freight toolbox. Being too competitive with cars takes most of the fun out of mini games. It does. You got to be careful. I canceled order after 10 months. $1,000 of slot car stuffed in a $17 box. Jamie, that's why I did not buy that box. I couldn't bring myself to pack all my gear in it. That's why I spent way too much money on a Craftsman tradesman or trade stack. Just because I thought at least my stuff might be safer in it. Area 51 Hanna-Barbera is what comes to mind when I hear wacky racers. The Harbor Freight box, Steve says the Harbor Freight box has gone up in price. All I hear is the dog Muttley laughing now. Wait for the 30% off coupon like a true cheap. That's right, Jamie. You don't buy anything that's not on sale at Harbor Freight, right? Unless you're like super desperate. Don't feel bad. I waited a better part of 3 years for the slot at Chaparral 2F. Yeah, John, you guys waited a long time. There's a lot of people waiting for that Chaparral when it came out. Set car speeds to even out times. Way funner. Reduce best players more. Yeah, Tim, that's the beauty of digital, is you can kind of even up the racers using digital. So that's kind of fun. There you go. Found a yellow one. Yeah, Pantera is a great looking car in yellow. Penelope Pit Stop. There's a 3D file for Pantera. Might have to print and build that one. Yes. Shotgun Dave. The Pantera as a kid was one of my favorite sports cars. I fell in love with it. I grew up with a grandpa who was a big Ford guy, and Dusty and our dad is a big Chevy guy. And so we kind of liked Fords because that's what Grandpa liked. That's what Pap liked. And so because the Pantera came with a Ford engine, I was a big fan. Can we post pictures on this on the Pantera, Gary? Yeah, we'll see if Daryl can post pictures of his. Let's see, Shotgun Day. Maybe that should be your next challenge car. Beat the Pantera. MRCC competitions applies the Pantera as well. Same car as the Scale Auto. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the MRRC, the white livery that Daryl picked up was an MRRC. That's not a bad idea. I've got a plan for the next challenge build. Brad says, I wonder, my 20 Carrera cars sat for 6 months. I go to put them back in use, and so far 2 are dead. The lights come on. The car is dead. Both ran when parked. Can the chip die from sitting? Brad, I would not say that the chip died. I would say that you might think about cleaning the motors with some like contact cleaner and letting them dry out, and then maybe re-lubing everything, because I know that my Carrera cars have sat for a while. I've not touched them, and I had the same issue. And they were just dirty, dusty from sitting there and not getting used. So but I don't think it's the chip that died on you. So, but that's just my guess, Brad. There you go. MRC competition. Brad, check all the connections in the wires. Yeah, George, as well as the braids. It might not hurt just to slap new braids on it. If you've got some spare braids. Harry, better get some sleep, buddy. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Can hardly wait for my shadow. Steve, nice. Yeah, the number 101 is coming out soon. The other thing that's coming out soon, probably sometime maybe by the end of November, first part of December, is the 1960 Corvette, the MR slot car with the Revo slot type chassis. That was the one thing I had on my list to talk about that we never made it to because it's 9:41. I'm about to wrap things up because it's getting late. But if you watch Marco's track call, Electric Dreams, I watched it because I was curious to see what Ernie had to say about the Corvette, and he finally got to it towards the end of the conversation. And they actually show like the prototype, not the 3D printed, the prototype, and it's going to be a great, great car. And he said that they are finalizing all of that with the manufacturer, and they are pushing to have it sometime late October, early November. We know how shipping and things happen, so I would say that it's probably maybe December, but maybe before Christmas, before the end of the year, that Corvette might come to market, and that's super exciting. Funny thing is Grandpa Ford was a Chevy guy. Yeah, that's right, Dusty. Pap was a Ford guy. Papal was a Chevy guy. Too funny. Early Panteras were a great buy. 1-to-1 cars. Yep. Jamie, I'm wrapping things up. So I did basics, braids, wires, contact cleaner in the motor. Hadn't thought of. Thanks. Yeah, check that. Try that, Brad. It may just take just some good cleaning. I really think that's what you're dealing with. Maybe a little bit of rust inside. Who knows? Steve, we did get a lot accomplished. That's right. Guys, thanks for tuning in this week. It was fun. Sorry I went over about 13 minutes. John says before I leave, every car show must old Ford hot rods are Chevy powered. Yep, a lot of them are. Would get the pre-orders in for the MR slot car Vet when they hit, for sure. It's going to be a busy one. Calling it, filmed 1935 Auburn boat tail speedster the other day. Got to find the right song for it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody. Good night, Gary. Thanks for tuning in. Night, guys. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been great. I'll put an update once I get everything done with Roxy out there, and go have some fun racing.